and created a relationship with the new girl, and then the boss pulls me in the office and be like, we about to fire this bitch. Why would you fire her? We work well together. Don't matter. Don't matter. I'm about to fire her. I'm feeling shaky. Oh, my life. Be waiting for you. No, how you do. Cards are here. My world is filled with cheer and you. Da-na-na-na-na. This Christmas. Hello there, love bugs. Hello there, bells. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and tip your favorite narrator via Cash App at $NAROB on YouTube. And if you're not already a part of this book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube. And for a monthly fee of $5, you babies, yes, you can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, remember in 2024, I said I was going to move forward. Now it's 2025. We finna move back to Mary Wilson's Supreme Faith. Today, people say it was obvious that Diane was unique, that she had done all she could with the Supremes. But in fact, both within and outside the industry, many, including some people at Motown, predicted she would fail when she went solo. That's not cool. Don't be wishing that lady ooh, that's the hating nature. She didn't fail. It's goddamn, 2024, and she just got another Grammy. Stop it. Okay, after you get old and, can't make hits anymore, the gays embrace you. And she knew how to get a producer that would, let's say, cater to the gays. And they made sure that hussy got a Grammy in 2024. Baby, baby, where did our love go? In fact, both within and outside the industry, many, including some people at Motown, predicted she would fail when she went solo. Not me. I believe in Diane and knew that anything she set her sights on would be hers. And while this might surprise you, I also thought she deserved it. Me too. You see that, haters? Even Mary Wilson said that the Diane deserved all her success. Mary Wilson knew she was around there hunching on all the wrong men. She knew that. She knew that Diana was hunching the right man, and she wasn't. She was hunching for love. Love. Oh, I love. Girl, wasn't she hunching on? Girl, we gonna get to it. Diana Ross hunched for success. How you gonna be mad at a bitch for hunching for success? She had successful vagina. Once when I was very young, I prayed to God that he would make the Supreme successful. And my prayers were answered. Did I dare to dream again? The realization that I was no longer a carefree young girl struck me time and again. Here I was, a 25-year-old woman, a single adopted mother of a young boy, my son Willie, and the sole support of my wonderful mother, Johnny Mae, being the last original member of the Supremes also brought new challenges. I loved the Supremes and what we stood for. We were at the pinnacle of our career, and I was determined to keep us there. Lies. You weren't at the pinnacle, baby. Y'all was falling off. When Diana left, we had a #1 hit. Someday we'll be together. How funny to say the record featured only Diane and Motown's house background singers, the Adantes. Despite that, this song became our anthem because it expresses the Supremes' spirit. As much as the Supremes were loved all around the world, the last couple of years with Diane, we'd lost something of our winning form on the singles chart. Our historic run of 5 consecutive #1 hits was 3 years behind us, while Love Child and I'm Living in Shame were big hits. There were disappointments too. 1968's Forever comes today, and some things you never get used to. And 1969's The Composer and No Matter What Sign You Are, none of which made the top 25. For an act so often in the top 10, those records hinted at an immense commercial decline. When I couldn't stand smiling anymore, I left the casino and went upstairs to my suite with my best girlfriend, Margie Haber. I had champagne on ice and we sat up for hours drinking, talking, and laughing. Every once in a while, the phone would ring. "You're being paged downstairs, Miss Wilson." I just laugh and hang up. I finally fell asleep around 4:30 in the morning. A few hours later, I was startled awake by the shrill ring of the telephone. I was so tired that when I opened my eyes, I couldn't even recall where I was. Mary, this is Barry." "What? Didn't this man ever sleep?" "Hell no. We know that Barry bed bug bites is tick, 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 boom. He never sleeps. The clock never stops, does it?" It also irritated me that Barry called very early in the morning to discuss important matters, knowing he would probably wake me out of a sound sleep. You ain't figuring it out? He wants you to be half asleep when he tell you shiz. Okay? So then that way you be delusional. And you be like, yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. I don't like Gene Terrell, he stated abruptly. I don't think Gene is right. I bolted up in bed, pushing my hair out of my face. Was this a nightmare? What are you talking about? Didn't we just tell the world that the Supremes had accepted Gene as our new lead singer? Barry Bug Bites don't give a frick about none of that. I've worked with Gene and talked with her, Barry replied, ignoring my question, and I am sure she won't work out. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth about this. I feel like because Barry is constantly a gambling man, constantly a risk taker, to this day, it remains a mystery as to why Barry Gordy chose Gene and then turned around and decided he ain't like her no more. Either there was some kind of deal made, it didn't go the way he wanted it to go, or there was something that she was supposed to do, or some money that he was supposed to receive, and just something didn't work out. And because it didn't work out, he was like, oh no, cancel that bitch. Remember Wesley Snipes in what's that movie? What's the name of that movie, y'all? And he was like, cancel that bitch. What's the name of the movie, y'all? Well, I can't remember the name of the movie. Y'all know I'm old. Plus my sinuses is bothering me. But you remember when Wesley Snipes poured the champagne all over the girl and was like, cancel that bitch. Give me a new one. I've worked with Jean and talked with her, Barry replied, ignoring my question, and I am sure she won't work out. My head spun as I thought of all the work of the past half year. By day, Cindy, Jean, and I rehearsed, recorded, and gown fittings and photo sessions. By night, Cindy and I sang all over the world with Diane. I want Sarita right in the group. That again. It makes me feel like there was some kind of deal made, because don't forget, this is Barry Bed Bug Bites. Jean, whatever it was that was surrounding her that got her in the group, it fell through. Now there's a new deal to be made with Sarita. I couldn't believe he was saying this. We were booked to make our national television and live concert debuts with Jean in just weeks. I was speechless, feeling angry and betrayed. If Barry really didn't want Jean, he should have known it before. Just a few hours before, I had known for the first time in years where I was going and with whom. Now, with a wave of his hand, Barry threatened to destroy everything. No way, I answered. Jean stays. For a few seconds, Barry was quite probably as surprised as I was to hear me stand up to him. Barry Gordy might have been the lord of the manor. He might have made me a star. Never. He would have never made you a star, baby. Never. 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 He might have made me a star. And he certainly could do lots of things for me. But he wasn't snatching this away. Mary, do you hear me? Barry demanded. I said Jean is wrong for the group, and I want her out. I heard you, and the answer is no. All right, Barry replied sternly. Then I washed my hands of the group. You're on your own. Why did it end this way? This wasn't how it was supposed to be. I left Las Vegas certain Barry would call any minute to say that Jean Terrell had to leave the group. Oddly, neither he nor anyone else at Motown ever mentioned the subject again. So, like I said, we've read several Motown books, and we know that Barry Gordy runs tests. Okay? And either you pass or fail. And if he asks you to jump out there and sell your vagina for the greater cause of Motown, and you don't sell your vagina or give your vagina to somebody else because he didn't convince you that the entire Motown conglomerate weighs heavily on your vagina, and you say no, then baby, you failed. Jean Terrell failed. But did she pass later? Still, I did fear that when Barry said he was washing his hands of the Supremes, he meant it. Just days after the farewell show in Vegas, we were in the studio recording as the new Supremes. I found myself standing in front of the microphone with Jean and Cindy. As I looked at the new grouping of world-famous Supremes, I reflected on the first time Diane, Florence, and I were together in the studio. At first, it felt very odd without Diane, but I realized that my life must go on and that there was no sense dwelling in the past. Pause. Like I said before, if I'm the only person here left at a job, and the other two girls that I started with were gone, I don't know how comfortable I would be. I would feel like eventually I'm on a chopping block, or maybe it's time for me to do something else. I would feel left. Like, damn, my Judy's left and I'm still standing here jogging in place. One of them was fired, but the other one, she went on to be the director of, Rice Krispie treats. My supervisor is real iffy with me. I done created a relationship with the new girl, and then the boss pulls me in the office and be like, we about to fire this bitch. Why would you fire her? We work well together. Don't matter. I'm about to fire her. I'm feeling shaky. Jean, Cindy, and I were recording Up the Ladder to the Roof, our first single together. Our producer, Frank Wilson, had already recorded the music for 3 songs, Up the Ladder, But I Love You More, and Everybody's Got the Right to Love. All for our first album, Right On. That day, Frank said, Mary, you know Suzanne DePass. Yeah, we know Suzanne Silverback DePassy. I'm not calling her Silverback DePassy because she looked like a gorilla. I'm saying it because remember when we read Sugar Ray's book, Ray Noma, Gordy Singleton's book? She said that, you know who Ray Noma is, Sugar Ray. That is Barry Bedbug Bite's first wife. She said that Suzanne DePassy would do anything for Barry Gordy. And they was out at a party. And Barry Gordy was like, hey, Suzanne DePassy, act like a gorilla. And she did. That day, Frank said, Murray, you know Suzanne DePassy, Barry's chief assistant, has been pushing the idea of Motown developing more concepts for our albums. Pause. Don't trust that bitch Suzanne Silverback DePassy. Because remember, she also was the one who recruited Stephanie Mills from Broadway to come to Motown, all right, and create some music. Ain't none of it worked though. Stephanie Mills had to sit there and watch Diana Ross be her character in The Wiz. They say that shit was a flop. I mean, it might have been then, but it's a cult classic to us now. Fuck you. Diana Ross did a great job. Would I have preferred Stephanie Mills in it? I preferred Stephanie Mills on Broadway. Okay? That's all I got to say about that. It wasn't right. But Diana Ross had the star power. Like I said, don't trust that bitch. Don't trust that bitch, Susan DePassy. That day, Frank said, Mary, you know Suzanne DePass, Barry's chief assistant, has been pushing the idea of Motown developing more concepts for our album. So I've come up with this for you girls. It's a world peace concept, a higher ideal about humanity. How Jean came to the Supremes is a Cinderella story.
No.